What a beautiful morning. There's not many sunrises you see, and I saw this one as soon as it come through the clouds, but it's beautiful. We're at the New Mark. I travelled an hour and 12 minutes last night, turned out no traffic, slept in the van, and I ended up at one of my favourite spots. I've got a rod out there with a rig on already. I've got the other rod to set up, got the camera going, and here we are. We're on the River Humber. We're on one of my favourite spots, top 5. Let's see how we do. Click the old subscribe button, give us a thumbs up please, and drop us a comment if you like. Let's cut for the intro. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? This fog started last night, or this mist should I say, but yeah, what a beautiful time to be up. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was still in bed I'd be thinking, whoa, this is lovely as well, but put yourself out a bit and you can be rewarded with getting up to this. Absolutely fantastic. The sun, the sea has not come in yet, it's worked out well. I got up at 5, my alarm went off at half 4, and I got out of my sleeping bag at 10 to 5, took my tablets, cleaned my teeth, and I then drove the few miles that it's there. I was about a mile away. I was a bit, yeah, so I was a mile away, so I then pulled up and got all my gear out and came here. Absolutely fantastic. Birds are twittering, everything's great. I guess this mist will get burnt off in a bit, but next time I bring you back I'll show you the water coming in. It's one of my favourite things. I think I've shown it every time I've been there, apart from probably twice, so not every time I've been there. What a stupid thing to say, Vernon, but yeah, it is beautiful. And if I ain't talking, it's beautiful. I can hear people out there now saying, yeah, you're right, shut up. But yeah, don't forget to click that old subscribe button and give us some support. And I'll keep bringing you to places like this. I'm gonna get the other rod set up now. And I'm just gonna get it ready, I think. So last night, which was last night for me, last week for you, I fished with John, and started off really good and positive, and ended up a bit down the dumps. I think John was expecting to catch, and I saw the match size side of John. A depressed man not catching. But yeah, it was a nice time. So we're here today. I call it the drain, fishing at the drain. You'd think that it would give you some sort of advantage, because I can walk out a bit further to cast out further, but everyone tells me they're under your feet. So I shall be putting one out short, and I shall be putting one out further. Got to think of what stuff to take to the Lake District. I'm definitely taking my Kentuckys. I might take a Ziplex 2500 LM. I haven't done it up yet, but I'm just going to use it. I've still wanted to use it for so long, and as of yet I haven't, so I think that's a must. Really struggling to find reel bags like this. They are old, Abu Garcia, they're only small, but they used to be all over the place on the old eBay, but now it's hard work trying to find them. I've still got no rigs. I turned up fishing last night, which was last week's video. I think we've got that now, haven't we? And yeah, I turned up with no rigs, so I'm pretty certain they're on my bench or round the side of the fly press. What a thing to do. Luckily I've got all rig tying bits, and I've had some grease weasel. I'm not that keen on that grease weasel. When you cinch the knots down, sometimes it grips, even though you put slava on it. That water's out quite a way yet. I think it's coming. It's hard to tell because of the mist. So I'm gonna fish one rod down there, but have this one rigged up ready, so when I come up there I can bait it up and chuck it out. There's other places you can go at this moment in time to catch fish, but I don't always go to those places because I like to come to a place that's nice, that's picturesque really, and beautiful to be at. You know, that's the sort of places I like to fish. So this is another one of John's rigs. So yeah, so those people that go out catching specimen fish, they're on it all the time, aren't they? And then you've got people that go where they're chasing fish. But I like to, apart from really last night, and I weren't chasing fish last night in last week's video, I went there, John asked if he wanted to go, and I thought it's probably the last time I'll fish with John. Never say never, but it's probably the last time I'll fish with John until January, February time when his matches, because I think their winter league starts shortly in Norfolk, so he's going to be flat out with that. He's got his skeg matches and so on. That's what John loves doing, all his matches. So finding time, unless I go fish a match, finding time to have a session with him is going to be non-existent really. So as enjoyable as it is, I'll have to wait for another session in January, February. John's probably going, whew, thank God for that. But that's just the way it is. Like I say, John fishes in probably 3 or 4 leagues. A couple of them he'll do if there isn't any other matches on, so he'll tag into another, but his main league is the Norfolk Angling Club and Skegness. He's fished them for years. Well, Skegness he has. Right, so that's the second rod ready. I've blathered on about fishing with other people, i.e. John. I haven't fished with Keith for a long while. Just isn't working out. But it will do soon. But I'm on holiday shortly, and if I don't fish with him on the next session, I don't even know if I'm going to get another session in before my holiday. If I do, I'll try and liaise with Keith and get a session in. But this month, I've had this month off apart from the beginning week. That don't make sense either, does it? That's the Norfolk in me. So where was I? You're probably all switched off by now, aren't you? Just having a little bit of a yabba yabba. So well, a bit of a mardle anyhow to myself. Yeah, so I had a month off apart from the first week. I've finished my hours by the Wednesday, and you think to yourself, oh great, I'm gonna go here, I want to go to Northumberland, wanting to go down to Norfolk, but Norfolk I've got to get the weather right. I've got to get the worms, the ragworm, and sort of like tie it in with John again, because that's where I get the bait from. And it's just, sometimes it's hard. So it was only last 2 days ago I said to the wife, I said, I don't think I'm gonna get fishing after I've done this session, because next week I go off on my holiday. Is it next week? I think it is. I don't think it is it? Sorry about this, I've got to do this. It might be. Yeah, next week is my holiday. So I want to get everything ready so I don't forget my rigs. And if I go fishing, I then got to come back, clean it all, and get it all ready, and probably tie some rigs as well. Right then, next time you see me, I'll bring you back for that. But yeah, I've been talking, but the sun's come up and look at that, it's beautiful, isn't it? Did you like how I started the video? That's about as much B-roll as you'll get. I thought it was quite nice with the grass and the sun there. And then I started talking, didn't I, about this, that and the other. So everyone's switched off now. We'll do an update on the channel. I often do it. And yeah, see you in a bit. It's absolutely cracking, isn't it? I don't know if you can hear it, but the water is just starting to trickle in. You can just hear it. It is, I suppose, it's on the minor scale of things, yeah, as in 0.0001. It's like a miniature tsunami, because this water is just coming in. Obviously it's not 10 foot, 20 foot high with all that body of water behind. It is inches, but you can just about see it in front of me coming in now. Now there used to be all huge great big troughs and gullies there last October, November. And like I said, in the last time I came here, it's just filled up and gone like this. But there's big tides now coming again. So in these next few months. So if there's some bad weather and it's big tides, it could re-sculpture all this foreshore. Like this down here, this used to be flat, Whereas that was all gouged out there, and I mean big truck gullies, huge gullies that you could get lost in. And this used to be just flat and level, but now look at it, there's all sorts of features here. So this is where I'm going to chuck the rod. I did last time, but it was at the end of the tide, so I'm not going to get caught up in the grass, and I shall make sure it's a rod with new wires. I've got some new weights. As a matter of fact, it's on there. I'll show you this weight now. Don't want to miss the water. Look at that, it's coming in so quick. You wouldn't see it on this camera, would you? So yeah, I got some weights off Mike. Well, Keith gave me a weight. He got it off Mike. And I said, Mike, you got any more of these? So we knocked some up when I was round there helping him. But yeah, these are them. They're like fluted, it's like a kite, but it's flat on the bottom. That's a 5 ounce, and it's fluted on top. So I'm going to give them a whirl today. I've used them before, but in the low bays on the Humber. Well, this is the Humber at Immingham. Got on really well with it, and it held bottom perfect. So I use those sort of weights here. I've also got some fin weights. I've got a fin weight on the other rod. And I'll send that out further, but that one's going to go in close. In matter of fact, it's going to go out far to start, because the other thing is, on your first cast, you got to let the water get in a bit. Got hiccups. You got to let the water get in a bit, excuse me, because when you cast, because there's only a few inches of water there, when that weight hits this mud, it goes down. So instantly, as soon as that's hit the ground, take the slack up and move the weight, because you can move it, you always get it out, but what happens is mud washes over your weight and it can set it quite hard. There you go. It's hard to see, but you must be able to see it. It's just trickling in, like it's probably about 2 inch high. You'll see a little tide wave coming this outfall pipe. I was wondering whether to do a time warp or whatever you call it. So yeah, here comes the wave. About 1 inch high. Loose phrase, tsunami, I used. But yeah, it is nice. I just love it. I think it's worth filming. That's beautiful. I couldn't want to be anywhere different than there. Trying to get the wife to come. You can see that, can't you? Comes in a lot quicker than the tide on the beaches, doesn't it? I expect it's the same as Morecambe Bay. It's like this, I would say, isn't it? These gullies here with this water coming in, it's like a little highway, isn't it? It's like a motorway. They're the places where you should be fishing, really. Now, once the water's 2 or 3 foot high, I don't think, perhaps the fish still go along it, I don't know. But we're going to chuck out short today and long. But yep, that's the tide coming in on the River Humber here. It's like an estuary, really, because it's so flat and vast. You can see the boats out there. Now this side is a lot higher ground, a lot higher than this side. I ain't saying it's Mount Everest, we're not going down that road again, but this is the side where I cast out first, because I've got a body of water out there now. But yeah, tide is still coming in and it'll fill all this up. Today we've got a 7.48 metre tide at 9:15, I think. Now that's Immingham timetable. I always go by Immingham timetable there because I don't know what tide is here. Look at that, water's just filling these. It's like a little puddle, that one. It's got a channel going out. But there, that's the water coming in. It don't get any more exciting than that. It's just nice being there. It really is. I'll get my rod ready now. I've got on it, I've got a 2-foot flapper, one of John's, and I've got to be careful with these boots on there. I've got trout on it again. I've got 1/3 of a trout left. I'm going to use that up. What am I going to catch here? Flounder and bass, maybe an eel. It'd be nice to catch a bass. I've never had one here. I've always caught flounder. Like I say, it's not a prolific spot to fish. It's not going to set the world on fire. There's always a chance of a big fish wherever you fish. Just absolutely cracking in it. But I like to fish, like I said earlier, I like to fish marks that I find attractive, that I can turn up there and think how lucky I am, and that's it for me. And then spoil it with a moan or a rant, but I ain't doing that today. So let's get casted out. We'll put that there. I'm going to go down the end. Our seagulls are off. I love seagulls as well. Oh, nearly hit the camera then when we wait. So I'll chuck this one out a bit far, a little bit, not far really, but the next one I'm going to chuck in short. Well, I'll chuck that short as well. I don't like these other red thumps, but I've got no room here to lay it down. So I let go too late. So it was a low trajectory. It's better. Oh dear. You got to do a bit of shimmying. Right, so now I'm gonna, it's very slippery on this bit here. It's just mud, and I've got these boots on. That's all right. Oh, I pulled that along, that's out of the mud. So I've got these boots are my original boots that I had. But what I've done is, they're fur lined for winter. It's not proper fur, it's just an acrylic based faux fur or whatever, like sheep's wool. So when I bought my new ones, these, as in my videos on the Humber at the river, I wasn't getting any grip at all, and I was slipping all over the place. So I got the new boots. And then these ones, because they're so light, they're made from PU, some sort of plastic or whatever, foam. I just cut the liner out. So now they're just like an ordinary pair of wellies. So I can wear these and not get any hotter in these than my old Dunlop wellies. Well, my Dunlop wellies must weigh about a ton. Let's just keep exaggerating, shall we? And these, yeah, they're like 50 grams of boot, but they're very, very light, so it's easy to walk in, and that's why I've got them. Now, can you see here, we've got water in here now. That's all this here. Oh, it's the tide, is it? But how's that getting a backwash? Don't tell me there's mullet in there. It'll be tufts of grass and stuff, won't it? So the water's going over. Yeah, it is. I can see a lump underneath. So the water is in here. Look, it's nearly at the rocks. Shallow, admittedly, but we've got all that water in there. And over here, you can see now how high this is. Now you can walk down here. It does get muddy there, but you can walk all the way down and start fishing even earlier, further down than this outfall. But we're talking minutes, you know, well, quarter an hour, let's not exaggerate. But yeah, it's not really worth it. For good fishermen who are on it and they're hard at it, it's worth it. But for an old cripple, nah. So not only do I love coming here because it's so picturesque and beautiful, especially on a day like today with the sun. It's perfect weather, perfect mark. Not necessarily for catching though. But yeah, it gives me an opportunity to use my old 12-foot Daiwa Sandstorms. I haven't got to ask a lot of them, but you know, they would do everything I can do. and coupled them up with my green Magalite 5500s. Just a nice combination, and it just enables me to get used to use these reels really. Right, let's get this on there while I'm still yabbing. So I don't want to go out fast, and probably all go wrong now. We'll go and that's it. Probably got the wrong weight on. There you have it. Two rods out. Now the next one, when I bring this one in, I'm going to stick a thinner weight on with a, they have one wire, breakout wire, just to give me more grip out there, because I'm still pulling this in, which is good. And then just swap the weights on the rods so the close in one hasn't got any breakout wires. But yeah, here we are. I don't really want to talk about life and stuff going on, because we all know what's going on. I can talk hind legs off a donkey about it, about how terrible we're being ruled now. I was gonna reel in, have another chuck out, which I probably will do on the other rod, but I just thought I'd bring this back. Close. I just thought I'd bring it back so that if anything goes wrong on this end of the drain. So just pull this in. Rails are absolutely lovely. Right. Hopefully I'll be able to get down there and cast out again. Where's that bloody weight? There it is. Just reel it in a touch. So, if anything goes wrong, it's a quick escape. It is. So. This trout is so, the skin is so tough. It's fantastic for tipping off, but it is hard work getting the stuff off. And that tells me there's crabs out there. Shock horror. Who'd have thought, Vernon? On the other rod, I put a black lug on, and put a tiny little square on, probably about 5 mil. Just to keep the bait on, the worm on. Okay. The way this guy wraps these worms up, probably the best way in the world, but it isn't the best way for getting the worms out. They're like bloody double wrapped. Not very good when the tide's coming in. Fantastic worms though. Right, I'm going to turn you off. I'm just baiting these worms up on the old needle. Just get this on there. Because they're small hooks, I'm using the bait needle. Because trying to thread it up the hook is a pain in the backside sometimes. So you just thread the worm up. Whoa, water's coming over the top. I'll put this on the hook, I'll bring it back for the cast out. Right, I'm going to go out there on that. Can I see that? Probably something stupid. That's the bait, I didn't mean to show you that. So my wellies are like slicks, racing slicks. Remember, watch what I do, don't do what I do. I caught my other line, didn't I? So I need to tighten that up. Bloody plonker, you know. That's gripping. I do like them thin all weights. See, I don't get to use them anywhere else apart from here, so I enjoy coming in not only for the scenery, but I enjoy coming here to use different stuff. Let's tighten this up. There you have it. We are out again. So I wouldn't advise walking along here doing what I just did, but I took a calculated risk. I did a risk assessment in my head and it came up green. So there you go. I didn't have to resort to it on a fag packet, just did it in my head. Got my water, we are fishing. I hope that I weren't rattling on too, I was rattling on too much then, but these things are on your head, and if you don't talk about it, they swim round all the time, don't they? But yeah, never known nothing like it. Nothing. Or anything even. But I don't think it's all the video up to now has been that. Certainly there ain't been any fish caught, and most people like to see fish within the first 2 minutes, don't they? You don't get that with my channel. If you're a subscriber, you should know that. And appreciate it, I hope. Well, appreciate what I do. So, next time I'm on that outfall pipe will be at low water. Well, not low water, because it'll be a mile out there, but it'll be as the tide's on the ebb. Like I say, it's a 7.4 metre tide over there, so it should come up here somewhere. It's a big tide. It's one of the first big tides that I've seen that I can make here. I'm looking forward to it. I do apologise if I've rattled on, but like I say, there's nothing I can do about that. That is who I am, and that's what I do, and I'll never change. And yeah, probably that's the fault, that I can't change. Some old boy just rid his bike down there. I didn't know whether he's on a cycle ride, or I didn't see if he had any fishing gear. Let's hope we catch something, eh? We didn't catch anything last night, which was last week's video, and I don't think John likes it if he don't catch. Nice little breeze now, just sort of like cooling because that sun's out. It's going to be another hot day today. I think it's going to get up to in the high 20s. I slept well in the van. I have still got that little pump that I did a review on, flex tail pump for blowing up bear mattresses and drying your hair. Yeah, it's fantastic. I blew that out. It blew my sleeping bag up in probably 15 seconds, and I never put any more air in it because to make it harder, it was just perfect the way it was. So I slept well, even though I was waking up every hour and a quarter, hour to hour and 20 minutes, something like that. I still feel refreshed today. So when I finish here after this session, I'm gonna is that on my rods? Yeah, I'm gonna get the old kettle on, switch the kettle on, have a nice coffee. I'm gonna have a cafetiere, and I've still got a sandwich in the van, so I'll eat that first, and that might determine that I don't open a tin of food. So I might have that and then have a pot noodle. I've got some pot noodles in the van, so if I want to sleep, I shall have a doze in the van. I'm just going to relax, and then I shall do the long journey on. And even that journey, I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to stop if I need to. I'd like to just say thank you to all the subscribers that comment each week. I know I've already said this, but if it weren't for you, I wouldn't probably still be doing this to the extent I'm doing it. I would probably be sticking one video out a month, maybe sometimes two. Winter time probably none. But now I appreciate all the support you give to me and the channel, comments and everything. Aren't those bloody rods beautiful? Black and yellow. Can't beat that colour, can you? Combination. When I picked those rods up and put them in my van, I thought, I had those 2 rods in there and my rod rest, which weighs 1.1 kilo. And I picked them up and I thought, blimey, these are heavy. Those rods there are heavier than my Kentuckys and my Ziplex high flexors. I think they were made with the same technology as what my Leader Icons, if you remember those rods. I've still got them. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know whether to sell them or whether to keep them. But they're heavy as well. And I love them rods. They're an absolute cracking rod. At the time, that was the best rod I had. They were brand new. And they're a cracking rod. I can't fault them. But after you've picked up the odd Ziplex that's really light, not all of them are light, and my Kentuckys, you start to realise, bloody hell, these other rods are heavy. I don't think it matters. Just more to hump about, isn't it? Right, I shall bring you back when something else happens. But it is a cracking day. All the mist is gone now. It's all burnt away. Right, let's get this reeled in. Got to be careful in the other line. Look at that little bugger. Look at him. A feisty crab. He does look a bit feisty, you know. He's gonna get me, isn't he? I've hooked him. I'll bring it back. Well, I couldn't show you him again because he was mental. He was up for it. He was like this, arms up, swinging around. He was actually, as I walked round the tripod, he was going like this at me. He had me in his eyesight. So I chucked my towel over him, my flannel, picked him up and then just hung him over there and he fell in the water. Crabs are like spiders, aren't they? But with attitude. There's some noisy birds about, isn't there? If I get them little hooks in my finger again. The moon is still out. It's lovely. So a squid and crab on that. I always put a small sliver of squid on for the simple reason it just gives it some more strength to the bait. don't wind this on even either. It's all to one side on the spool, so we'll see what happens. Right. Let's put that out here. Oh, nearly made the mistake, didn't I? I said to you, didn't I? I was changing the weight. So I've got the weight in here. What's the matter with that fucking thing? Fuck's sake. Right. Not going to cast this too far, but I need it to go out far enough. That's probably the right distance, but I was not anticipating casting that close. Right, that in. There you go. So we've got one out, another one there. Brilliant. Well, will we catch today? It's the thing. Certainly a nice day to be on the river trying to catch. A bass would be lovely. I've never caught a bass here, so we can just hope, really, can't we? I hope I do catch. I don't want to blank again. Moon's still out. I remember that coming up last night. It was, well, it wasn't red, it was reddy orange. It was lovely. So that's stagnant still, but we have got hope and we have got optimism. So I'm very optimistic that I am going to catch. I don't want it to be like last night where it just went totally fed up, really. Not fed up, it was just nothing, absolutely nothing at all. So let's, fingers crossed, we're going to get something today. See you in a bit. Right, I've googled the tide here, and the tide, see, I always go by Immingham, so if it's a 7.5 metre tide at Immingham, I know it's going to be quite a big tide here. So, but the actual tide here is 7.06 meters, and that's at 9:55 this morning. High tide at Immingham's at 9:15, so I don't know how that works out, because we're closer to the mouth of the river here than we are at Immingham. So I'll have to keep an eye on the tide coming in, but I know we're going to have plenty of water. But it's not covered that rail out there yet. That rail out there, you might see it through the grass. You do get some 8-meter tides down there. I don't know if there's any this year. I'm gonna go through each month and tick all the high tides, so that if the sun and the moon align, I can then fish these marks. But I would say high tide is probably later than 9:15 by that railing out there, but we'll see. A lot of tide times from different people that do it aren't always correct, and tidetimes.org.uk are found to be very accurate. I've never had a problem with it. I'm now getting tired also. My eyes are feeling droopy. And I could actually shut my eyes and go to sleep. I could lay on the grass and go to sleep as well. So I think when I go back to the van, I will have a doze. If I have an hour's kip, it might make me an hour later getting home, but at least I'll travel home safer, because I'm a bit of a bugger for falling asleep. I said high tide was at 9:55, well it isn't. I've now read a bit further down after putting my glasses on so I can actually see, because I am nodding off here, and high tide is at 9:25. So there's 10 minutes difference between here and Immingham. So I shall remember that, and I've put it on this video so I'll remember. Brilliant. God, I really am tired. I could nod off right now. Oh dear. Right, I'm gonna ring the wife up. See you later. I had some old boy chatting to me for ages. I didn't think, well, he obviously wanted to have a good old chin wag. The problem is he was half deaf. Bit of bait left on, only a bit of worm. So yeah, he was half deaf. Bless him. But people, they just like to have a chin wag, don't they? But you ain't got long to fish here. It's pretty, for me, it's on the go, you know. Right, I'm going to fire this one out. I'm going to fire it out over there. Right, over there, so I'll go back there. That'll do. Right on that tide line. Right on the tide line. Bloody thumb slipped off the spool. Gonna bring this one in as well. I'm gonna put them up there. No, I am gonna put it down there. So, I've done enough yapping now. I'm going to try and just do fishing. Hey, that's rich, isn't it, coming from me? Let's get it over here. You'll have to think, right, what I'm doing is I'm picking up my rod. I'm caressing it off the tripod. Where's that line? Right, I need to go that side, that's the right. One day. Hang on. You won't believe what I've just gone and done. You bloody idiot, Vernon. I was reading that in thinking, this is out a long way. This is the rod. This is the rod that I've just casted out. So how about that then? I've just casted this out and then reeled it straight back in. I put it on the tripod there and then picked the wrong rod up. Oh, did I? I did. I moved that one over to the left, and oh, Jesus Christ. Well, forgot my rigs last night, and today I've casted this rod out and then reeled it straight back in. Bloody plonker. Right, let's cast it out again. That was a good cast as well. Right. Look high. Look higher. I did last time. I can't believe I've just done that. What a bloody balmy thing to do. Right. It's on the tide line as well. That's probably about 4 yards shorter, but I have turned the magnet up. Look there. Bloody plonker, innit, eh? Oh dear. Right, let's reel the next rod in. Do it properly, eh? Right. Oh, it's there. I knew there was a... Do you know what? I think I might be showing signs of tiredness. I can't see this line anyhow. Brilliant line, but it's clear. Right, let's get this in. What a plunker. Nothing on that. I'm going to keep chucking one out short because I think it's the right thing to do. We all know it's the right thing to do. Right, I shall get baited up and then I'll bring you back. Right, I'm just going to haul it out, not far, but that is short. That's got to be 15 yards, 15 metres, something like that. Right. Brilliant. That's that done. So we've got a 2-hook flapper out with black lug and where's that spun round? With black lug and tipped off with trout, and on the other rig, the one that I've casted out twice, I only chucked it out really just to make sure that it released, so that's why I brought it in again. Good practice. Yeah, that's got squid and crab on, so I'm going to make up another squid and crab. I think I've got one more lug, and then after that I shall just put strips of fish on, or I may even put on 2 small crab baits. But yeah, moving around has woken me up a bit, clearly, but I am tired. I'm definitely going to have a sleep at the van, because I don't think I could drive them, and I'd rather sleep there where it's quiet rather than on the side of a road somewhere. So the wife said to me to sleep first and then wake up and have my sandwiches and pot noodle and a coffee, so I might just do that. As you can see, it's absolutely fantastic here. Just seeing a bit. Well, what I wanted to say last night was I've seen there's a chap in Belgium, and he was on the beach, and there's a coastal town that he was at, and it's called Knokke, K-N-O-K-E or something like that. It might have 2 O's in it. Anyhow, he called it Knokke or Knokke, but he reckons that on hot days in this town, coastal town, on hot days, that they're locking down, and it's a climate lockdown. And the reason is, when it's hot, they do this climate lockdown, and they stop cars coming into their town, coastal town, which this bloke was saying will have a knock-on effect. Of for restaurants, pubs and bars and stuff like that. Well, what's all that about? I mean, climate lockdown. They've been talking about it, haven't they, in those get-togethers at Davos. They've been talking about it, and now it's actually happening. So, for all those that keep thinking it's a conspiracy and whatever, and that this is all, it ain't right, this ain't gonna happen, just do your research on it. Go on there and put in Knokke. It's on Carl Vernon. Go watch Carl Vernon. Weird name that, isn't it? But yeah, he's got it on one of his channels, and he's showing this other bloke talking about it. So all he's doing is showing what he's talking about, and then showing the data that he's found. So it's out there, they're doing it, you know, through the big cough, yeah, which, yeah, I've got my views on that, and I'm sure you can imagine, but through the cough and locking down, they now realise they can lock this down, that down, and now they're doing climate lockdowns if it's too hot. And next they'll be taxing water, charging you for drinking water, because they're already talking about it at Davos. Go do your research. Free speech is virtually gone. Oh, I can't talk about it. What I need is a fish, because if I was to catch a fish, then I'd forget all that. I'd be right happy. But at the minute, I've really enjoyed my fishing today, enjoyed the scenery, but now it's time to catch a fish. I'm at the point John was last night. See you later. Right, let's get this out. I know the water's there, but can I get out onto that? I just don't want to lose my rods, and I don't want to fall in. Cool. Right, forgot I had you running. I just said my feet are cool. You see, I talk to myself, but I can hear an echo around there. But yeah, my feet, because I'm in this water, don't do what I do, just watch what I do and think, don't do it, Vern, don't do it. But I can kid you not, my feet are lovely and cool, because this water is just cooled them down. But look, this water, it's nearly gone now. This tide, I've probably got 20 minutes and I've baited up 2 more rigs. So as soon as what I'll do is, as soon as I can get to the end, which will be once this water has gone a bit more, I'll then reel these rods in and chuck out, and that'll probably be the end, because once this water goes down so far, what's it, about 1.5 to 2 foot, it starts getting shallow out there, and you've got to return the fish, haven't you, soon? I shall bring you back in a bit. Once this water's cleared, which is going to be minutes. See, old canoe, he couldn't hold it back and I can't stop it going out. Right, well, it's slippery here still. It's the slippiest I've ever known this, Mark. And there's all this rubbish here, I've never had that either. Still got bait on it. Right. I normally only fish one rod ahead, don't I? I do. I come out on there with one rod and I've got two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast this out and put it on there. I'm going to cast it out over there. So and put it here. Cast it over there. Right, I'm gonna put that, I think, on this. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on this stand there. So I'm gonna put it here. Oh, let's hope I don't lose a rod. Just have to be careful. Oh, you bugger. I don't like that. I ain't gonna use that. Go on there. Right, we need to now not trip over. I've got to get my rod rest around there. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do first, and that is I'll reel this rod in. I'll reel this rod in and then take it round because it'll be easier. But because I had two rods out, I forgot, didn't I? I forgot that there isn't room on it. There isn't room on it too much. So I got some weed on it. I'm struggling getting the weight up. That might just be snagged now. Bloody no. Can't believe it. It's just nothing about it, is it? Oh dear. They're still on me. You're seeing it all today, aren't you? This video's going to be too long again. John said to me, can you make the videos shorter? I thought, I don't know how to make a 20-minute video. I mean, that would just be, hello, any fish that I catch, it would just be a parade of fish that I've caught, which don't really interest me. And then it would be see you later, goodbye. Perhaps that's what people want. Oh, don't fucking go round there. I'm fucking tired. Swearing started. I'm tired. I ain't got long to fish. I've only got, what, 10 minutes, 20 minutes? It really is as quick as that. Why have I got that fucker on there? Nice bit of breeze blowing. I don't know whether you're picking it up on the camera. Right. Oh dear. Let's get this on there. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Let's get this out. That come unhooked. Oh dear. The things we do, eh? Now I've got to sort this tripod out. Right, I've got a rod down there, a rod up there. I don't want to lose that rod. Don't want to lose anything. Right. There you go. Right, here we are. So like, that's virtually, that's 9.5 minutes. So I would say 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And we have gone from where you had water on top to now you've got that, what's that, 10 inch? 10 inch down from the top. Nah, it's about 8 in it. So, yeah. But what a beautiful place it is, isn't it? Yep. Well, I've enjoyed today, and like I said at the start, I don't come here because it's a prolific catching venue, because if it was, I wouldn't get on here, would I? But there is times when you can catch a flounder. There might be times when you can catch 2 or an eel. Bass, I've not seen them. But there, I'm not going to any other marks along here because this one's the best one for me and I like it, and there's never anyone here, which is kind of telling you it's not a catching mark. But as I said at the beginning, I don't just fish for catching. I want to be in places like this. I've had a great day. We'll see what's on these rods when I reel them in, and that'll be the end of the video, I'd say. See you in a bit. Right, is it recording? It is. Right, let's get this reeled in. I'm not keen on these 2 rods out here. on another bait, but I don't know whether it was worthwhile because that's the lugworm one. So I've got crab and squid out, I believe, on the other one, which is handy. Oh well, it's a shame really. I do enjoy catching fish, but I've just spoken to John, and John says that it's just atrocious this year. It's not a prolific place. It's not a absolutely prolific catching venue. It's just a nice venue to come to, but you would expect the same as last night in last week's video. You would expect to catch at least a flounder or an eel, but in tomorrow's video, well no, tonight's video, it's Wednesday today, you'll see I was at Chapel 6 Marshes, the exact same beach I caught 9 hounds from, and all I caught was an eel, and all John got was a schoolie bass. Look at that, we've got the runway back. See them tram lines of weed? So yeah, this, I've not ever known, I mean, last year, I think the year before it was harsh during summer, but this year, I mean, I haven't had too many blanks. I've had two on the trot now, and I had one a bit back, but it's just, there's not much about, and quite often summertime you've got hounds, dogfish, bass, rays. I mean, there's 4 species there. Wintertime, what you got? You've got whiting and cod, and the odd haddock for the time being until they disappear. Right, I'm going to take this rod back, get it out of the way, put it down there. I haven't even got time to reel in. I've got squid and crab out there. If there's any fish about, it should take that, shouldn't it? It's out a good distance from there with another red thump. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Apart from, I was in the doldrums as well. I was alright at the beginning of the video, but I think through John's, if John don't catch, I'd hate to be beside John in a competition. Because one, if you don't get spared by his fishing rod flying across the beach with a reel on it, yeah, he could shout at you and make you cry. There's a huge competitive streak in John in the matches, and last night John was quiet, really concentrating on his fishing to try and make sure if he saw a bite he got it. And yeah, I then went down in the dumps because it was so quiet and I weren't catching. There was no chance of me catching. So I'd love to go watch John in a match, actually, good or bad, because I think they'd both be, I think a bad one would be more funny, especially when everyone's catching around him. Yeah, 2 seagulls. See you in a bit. Right, let's get this get this reeled in. I could leave it out another 5 minutes, but I think it's time I went back to the van, had a doze, put some cream on my knee and hip, and have a coffee, I think. In a load of seaweed. Snagged up. Got a fish on there. I don't bloody believe it. I'm right in the fucking weed. I've got a fish on. I think I've got an hound. I've only gone and caught an hound. Right, I've got the leader on now. I've caught an hound. Oh no! Fuck! Oh shit bags! I touched the leader! I touched the leader! That was a big fish. Shit bags. That was an out. It was banging away. And I had to drag it through. I dragged it through all that weed. In matter of fact, it's still there, look. There he is. Can you see him swimming? See his dorsal fin, can't you? Oh, go on, mate. You need to bugger off out. Ain't my fault. That's it. Get out of the weed. Well, I'm claiming that because I saw it and I had my hand. I had it on my leader. So I'll let you all argue with me about it, but I think I've heard that if you touch the leader, there was going to be a job to lift that up. Well, it just goes to show this mark does fish. I'd love to cast out again, but the problem with that I'd love to cast that again, but the problem is, Look at that. How did that... all this weed around it. Yeah. Bloody hell. Is he gone? I hope he has gone, because I don't want him to be grounded. There's plenty of water here left yet. And fish know if the tide's going out, don't they? There's a bit of mud down there, but it might have been from me. He was over here. He went down, but he was swimming around there and then went out there. But what a fish. And I dragged it. I literally dragged it through all this weed. He was snagged up down there somewhere. That line on my reels is absolutely strong as an ox. I can't believe it. I'm claiming that. I saw it and I had the leader on the reel. And I have heard people say if you touch the leader, that's enough, you've caught it. So I'm desperate and I'm claiming it. But what a fish. That's the first big fish I've had here, and people sort of like, and myself, don't think this is a very prolific venue at all. But that just goes to show, doesn't it, that perseverance. And it was only the last reeling again. Oh dear. What can I say? What can I say? Let's get it up here so I've got a bit of sun on me. I'm gutted I didn't land it, but I saw it, touched the leader, and that's enough for me. That's my reel. I did say it at the beginning, but I think Tom cut it out. Anyhow, what else can I do? I've had a nice day. It was nice just turning up there, being in this environment. It's just absolutely fantastic. I couldn't want to be anywhere else. There's plenty of other venues like this that are as good as this, picturesque wise, you know. That's it on there. Oh, my hip. But yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed because I saw it, touched the leader. I'm happy. I know I've had a hound there, and this rod, it might have been a bit of a struggle lifting it up here, and it's only like 3 foot now. Can't believe that. Next time I'm gonna cast, I always cast out there, but for some reason, I guess it's because the tide's going out, it had taken my line over towards the drain, so that weren't good, and that's what dragged me through all the weed. No, it didn't, did it? No, it didn't. The bloody hound would have swam over there. I adjusted my reel twice. I missed the bite, and it was probably when I went up to get my bucket so that my rods didn't get pulled in. That's how weird it is, isn't it? Brilliant. What can I say? There's nothing I can say apart from I'm as chuffed. I'm happy as Larry. That's all I can say. Shut that door. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been On the Drain at the River Humber, and please join me in the next video, which will be next week, which I haven't filmed yet. It could be on the Holderness Coast, or it could be in the Lake District. I don't know. But what a fish. Thanks a lot for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you anon. feisty crab.